Minister. Senator Ludlam for 2 minutes and no more.
Mr Wilkins, any update on whether data retention is being pursued?
No update, Senator.
No updates. All right. Senator Brandis, having had time to muse on the responses that you've given me in answer to my earlier questions, can you just inform us, you've distinguished for me the difference between commercial spying, which is a question I put to you, and national economic well-being. Could you just describe for me what distinction you're drawing there, what the difference is between the two?
No, I merely pointed out to you that the phrase in the statute, national economic well-being, was not the same thing
as commercial
what you've called commercial espionage.
Okay, so would the instance of surveillance of Indonesian prawn and clove cigarette export negotiations to the US fall under a commercial matter or a national economic well-being matter?
I don't know anything about, well, for a start, I don't know if that's a hypothetical case you've dreamt up or something
it's an actual case. I wouldn't waste your time with hypotheticals.
Has been asserted in the press, but without conceding that there has been any surveillance in the instance to which you refer, I repeat, as you know, that the government does not comment on or confirm or deny the fact of intelligence operations.
Sure, but if I did bring you something that was pure fabrication, you'd have no difficulty in shutting it down. I'm bringing to you an instance different to the one where we allegedly spied on the Timorese cabinet. Could you confirm or deny whether we had lawyers from the United States who were engaged by the government of Indonesia in trade negotiations relating to prawn and clove cigarette exports?
I can't do any better than repeat my earlier answer, Senator.
But there wasn't an answer to repeat.
My answer was, without conceding the premise of your question, the government neither confirms nor denies nor comments on intelligence matters.
Okay, because there appears to be a lot of really dodgy stuff going on behind that curtain that you've drawn across intelligence matters, like spying on trade officials. How does that keep us safer?
Well, Senator, you, if I may say so, are making some very wild and loose assertions, none of which are accepted.
Fascinating. Last one.
That might be a good time to terminate this discussion, and we'll return at time. Oh, I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. I've misread my program. We have another 10 minutes for others who may be interested as well. My goodness,
I'm happy to carry on.
Our productivity in these estimates committees increased quite considerably.
I'm happy to carry on, Chair.
I have a couple more too.
Yes, okay.
Oh, go on, Penny.
No.
Well, let's have 3 minutes each.
Okay, thanks,
Three senators.
I'll just carry on in with this bracket if you like, and just call me in when the time's up. Minister, a moment ago you said I'd been editorialising, I think was the phrase you used.
No, I didn't use the word editorialising.
You don't use that word? I referred to Mr Snowden as a whistleblower.
I said you used the term for rhetorical purposes.
Rhetorical purposes. Are you using the term traitor for rhetorical purposes?
No.
Are you aware of a particular allegation or a charge
No.
of treason in the United States?
No, I'm not using the term for rhetorical purposes.
So if Mr Snowden hasn't been charged, let alone convicted, why are you prejudging him as a traitor? On what basis do you do that?
On his own admissions, Senator.
Just
on his own admissions as to his own conduct.
That he's referred to himself as a traitor?
No, he's made numerous admissions.
That he's a traitor?
As to his own conduct.
So
it's on that basis that
you're using the word rhetorically then?
No, I'm not.
So he's referred to himself as such or not?
No, but Senator, if somebody admits to conduct, then it is perfectly appropriate, in my view, without being rhetorical, to characterise that conduct for what it is.
Isn't it a bit irresponsible to prejudge a matter that's not even yet before the US courts, let alone concluded?
No, I don't think so, Senator.
Isn't it? You were
no,
actually...
I don't think that in the event that Mr Snowden were ever to returned to the United States from Russia and were to be put on trial, an American jury would likely be prejudiced or influenced or corrupted by any observations I may have made in Australia.
From my recollection is you were quite critical of former Prime Minister Gillard for prejudging Julian Assange as having committed illegal activities.
Well,
you're not doing exactly the same?
No, Senator Ludlam. I simply made the observation, which was subsequently corroborated by the then Attorney General, Mr McClelland, and by advice I understand he received from the Australian Government solicitor at the time, that on the basis of the material before, in the public arena at the time, Ms Gillard's claim that Mr Assange had breached Australian criminal law was incorrect. And in fact, it was incorrect.
So what laws are you alleging Mr Snowden has breached and effectively prejudging his guilt? Isn't it a bit of an amateurish mistake for an Attorney-General to make?
Senator, I don't have any hesitation in describing Mr Snowden as a traitor.
I've noticed that. You do it at every opportunity. You had a Dorothy Dixer thrown at you last week just so that you could repeat these allegations. Or the
I
use
believe
of
that Mr Snowden betrayed his country. He betrayed the United States of America by putting into the public domain extensive, highly classified material that prejudiced the interests of the United States and its intelligence partners in very important ways.
Are you aware of the report I referenced earlier that was handed to President Obama by the review panel that he established late last year?
Yes, I am.
That couldn't identify a single instance where a terrorist attack had been thwarted by mass surveillance?
Senator, I don't think that is an accurate paraphrase of that report.
How would you paraphrase it?
Read the relevant paragraph, Senator. Have you got it in front of you?
No, I don't.
Well, might I suggest that you go back and consult, because your paraphrase of that report is inaccurate. So when you say could not identify.
Okay, and we might leave that there, Senator Singh.